everybody, welcome to the limited edition version of episode 88 of the world famous Toys for Games podcast. We are recording this on Thursday, September 13th, 2016. That's right, I said we. No solo fireside chats for me this week. I got my co-host back, and it feels so good. I am one of your hosts, Josh Brown. I am joined by the returning sensation, the internet's darling, Jason Greer.
Good evening, Josh. How are we doing tonight?
Fantastic.
Excellent.
We have a burning question the internet needs to know.
What's that?
How did yard work out for you?
Yard work?
I told everybody you were busy doing yard work last week.
Oh, I was.
Yeah.
I was hauling tail.
Did you get it all done?
I did, thankfully.
Just in time for fall.
Yes. Well, like I was mowing the grass and then doing some more weeding stuff. I've been paying this company to handle the yard weeds,
right?
And then paying as like a 12 stop or I forget how many 10 stop program they've been doing, and it's been good. But I'm not like one of those people who wants like the perfect grass. But like last year, I felt like I was getting more lawn weeds than grass. So I'm like, all right, this needs to change. And so I paid them that. And it's so funny, like they call and they ask you like, well, how much do you grass you want? I'm like, well, I don't need like golf course grass.
Right.
And apparently that's like the actual go-to phrase everybody says, like they
Sure.
don't need golf course grass. And so
that's a high bar to achieve.
Right. And so that was good through. I was like, I just don't want like, thing. And so it's been looking better. I actually think I might up the plan next year to actually make it, because now I have just a bunch of dead spots. Like it's nothing they did wrong. They did what it's supposed to do. It killed the yard weeds, but now,
right.
I have to get the grass growing back there too.
Sure. I mean, soon you're going to have kids running around in it and everything, so you might as well make it look as best as possible.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so my house, as I've said here before, my house has the queen thistle plant under this house. So if you live in the Northeast and you have like Canadian thistles, guarantee it's coming from my house. So you're welcome. So they've been dying that back, and it's been working. But it's been getting bad again. And I almost, I only paid for 2 weed killing sessions because that, like, if you remember before, I was talking about moving from this house, but canceling those plans. So, then I like emailed them actually this week. I'm like, so actually we can get back on like hardcore weeding program. That'd be great.
I wonder if they just come by like after you cancel a plan and just dump a bunch of fertilizer on your weeds.
Probably do. Like it's so obnoxious. Like because I'll spend we went to PAX. The one day I'm like, all right, the house is looking bad. The grass didn't need mowed. And so I'm like, instead of tonight I set aside for mowing, doesn't look that bad, I'm gonna weed. So I went crazy, de-weeded everything, pulled everything, and then we went to PAX and I came back on Tuesday and it looked like nothing I did anything. My God, you are literally the worst. Like some people like at Lowe's always joked about they're just gonna cement their entire yard. Like, just call it a day, cement the entire thing. And I have a huge yard, so I'm like I can't do it. But I'm like, there's days when I'm just like, I'm just gonna like mulch it and make an entire playground.
Yeah, you go like a Southwest yard and just sand and rocks and
right. Oh my gosh, it's so obnoxious. And like I know it's not coming from any of my neighbors' house. Like I know I'm the one spreading the weeds there. Everybody else's.
Right.
I can't even blame it on anybody else. Saying like, oh, it's because they're not doing their yard.
You just have to accept it.
And Amy's allergic to the weeds, so I can't even have her help do anything. It's
your life is miserable, man.
I'll tell you what.
I don't know how you continue day by day. Headphones when you do yard work?
I can't do it.
No?
No, I don't like in-ear headphones very much, and then I don't really like over-the-top ones because they're just too obnoxious when I'm moving around. Because I can't do wireless and I can't do wired per se.
Sure.
I could get like a wireless one and get like a bulky kind of one, but they're either really cheap and are gonna break, or you'd buy some stupid expensive one that's not worth it for yard work.
So how do you keep your sanity while doing yard work for several hours at a time?
I don't know.
Because it's just it's such a tedious
I
activity,
just make jokes
man.
to myself.
Probably.
Which is I do all the time.
I mean, if you're doing it with somebody else, you at least have somebody to talk to and hear other noises. But I couldn't imagine doing it for hours on end without like something to keep my mind busy.
I think it's mostly I just get rush of anticipation of trying to avoid my crazy neighbor across the street. So I think that kind of keeps my attention. I try to like not look over that direction.
Sure.
Make eye contact or ear contact.
Right. Just pretend they're not there. Pretend you're not there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you back. I look
Good to be
forward
back.
to a longer, more extended version of the show after we wrap up this in a few minutes. For those that don't know, this limited edition, we try to just do the news, give you short, abbreviated topics of what we're going to be talking about on the regular show. This show, as well as the proper Toys for Games podcast, is executive produced by our friend Jorge Torres, who I think is just now starting to figure out how Twitter works.
Yeah?
Yeah. I saw a tweet from Jorge Torres the other night.
Did you?
Yeah, it was immediately following the WWE pay-per-view, and all he just put was 2 different hashtags. He put hashtag Backlash, hashtag AJ Styles. And I was like, George,
look at that.
you're not even, like... I don't know if that's, like, you're excited about that. I don't know if you're upset about what happened. I could not read his emotion through those 2 hashtags.
That's funny.
But it's better than nothing, so...
That's right.
You're getting there, George. One day we'll treat you, we'll teach you how to use social media properly. But we love you anyway. Also, show sponsor is Devin Lachinsky. You could find him on his YouTube channel, youtube.com/user/DLASCH and then the number 2. He has an unboxing of the Xbox One S.
Oh, nice.
Which is pretty fun to watch. I love unboxings of hardware.
Yeah,
it's always fascinating to see how things are packaged in, and especially if it's not something I'm going to be getting. Makes me feel like I'm a part of it in a little way,
It's true.
So we have a few news items to go over here real quick. Definitely, I highly recommend, I probably say this every week, to tune in to the regular show, because we are going to have a very, very in-depth discussion of a new entry into the Toys to Life genre, which we'll touch on in a second. But I expect a lot of good talking points to come from that. So, if you have the time, stick around, listen to the regular show. It's going to be worth it. But before we get to that, first, we don't have any Amiibo news per se from Nintendo. But I would like to give a shout out to our friends over at Nintendo Wire, specifically Lauren. They are doing the Customs for a Cure event in October again. I think the stream and the 24-hour charity event is happening October 1st. A lot of cool custom Amiibo that's going to be up for auction. It's all going towards St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So good work over there by that team, specifically Lauren. And I hope you guys out there listening at least check it out and see what they have to offer and help out if you can.
Indeed.
Lego Dimensions, Jason. What do we got going on with Lego Dimensions?
We are 2 weeks out from recording of this. And so it's slowly ticking down. So exciting to get on that. So this is for Wave 6. And then in addition to that, for news this week, the Supergirl starter packs are starting to show up in the wild. In Spain, I think they're actually officially released.
Oh, wow.
So, because I've seen about like 500 people on like Instagram and stuff have it. So it seems more than just a couple out. It seems like it's actually out there. Right. But the one thing curious about that, because it's weird how they're handling it, because it's not register locked at Toys R Us and a couple other places I've heard. So I think it's ringing up the same SKU, even though it's not. And like they can set their own independent pricing for it. So I don't know how it's being figured out. But I guess since they figured you're not really gaining anything from it.
Right.
I don't know. So anyways, if you see it, you should be able to get it at most places. That could obviously change at any time. But they're $40 off this week at Toys R Us, and they're including that one. So that's the only thing I'm afraid of, that when they do sales, they're going to exclude that one. It's going to become a giant fine print hassle. So hoping that's the case. But that is available out there. And then some achievements leaked out for the new waves there. And actually, if you got the new update, they're actually already live on your system, ready to go. That's the only thing you can really access so far, the new update. But then we also got some new screenshots and things like that. The big things out of the achievements is that the story pack, the new pack that we're getting, even though it has like 6 full levels, you're still only getting 3 achievements, which matches up to level packs. I don't think that's Lego's decisions. I think that's Sony and Microsoft's tying their hands.
Sure.
So kind of pain in the butt.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do, huh?
Yeah, indeed.
Skylanders, we got some exciting news for fans of Skylanders that also happen to be Amazon customers.
Yeah, they Villain 5-pack, a new pack available at Amazon exclusively per se. Saying the only way it's getting Chompy Mage, I'm 100% certain that it's just a timed exclusive for them.
Yeah.
So it's that if you want to get Chompy Mage at launch as well as Hoodsicle, looks to be a launch day exclusive with them as well. You can get both of those through the Amazon package there. Again, it's a 20% off if you have Prime. And then it will be arriving Monday, the day after the game comes out. So it's kind of a bummer if you wanted the other 3 villains. You can either get them and wait. You have to do what you want to do. But
Sure.
But nice deal there to get Choppy Mage early. Some people are upset by it, but these are kind of like those time like the store exclusives for the Rebels characters. It doesn't really bother me because you're just getting it early. It wasn't like they weren't. Because the rest of the world's not even has its option at the moment, so it's not really hurting anybody, in my opinion. You're just able to get it early. Like I said, for the Disney Infinity Star Wars Rebels, they weren't going to release on launch day. Now you just have a chance to get them early because of the store exclusive. So,
sure.
Fine by it, but it's available for you if you'd like.
Yeah, I mean, and it's you get. You're basically buying 4 and getting 1 free. So,
yep.
Enjoy the savings, folks. Finally, we're going to wrap up here with the announcement, the big reveal, the official reveal, if you will, by our friend Andy Robertson over at Forbes and Geek Family TV.
Dude, it's
I never remember it. Family
Geek Dad Gamer. Jeez Louise.
Geek Family TV. No. Family Geek TV. Andy, I hope you're not listening because we love you, and it's just Andy Robertson from Forbes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Freelancer of Forbes.
He released
Geek Dad Gamer. That's what it is.
What is it?
Geek Dad Gamer.
Ah, yes. So close. Almost had it. So what did he show off in the new video and well-written articles?
Yeah, so it was officially announced last Friday, but then he got to do the first physical look of them. Is this new game called Lightseekers, and it's developed by a new company that was formed called Play Fusion, but it's a new Toys of Life centric. They're calling it mixed media, is the genre they're calling it. But it's a tablet game. Also might be coming to PCs and stuff like that. I'll be getting to that in the full version of the show. But it mixes physical toys with the digital landscape, like Toys of Life. Bluetooth there, but also integrating a card game. But the card game itself can also be played without the game, so it can actually just be a regular trading card game. So a bunch of different stuff, and they're promising other scanning abilities, like scanning comics and videos and other real-life items. So they're tying a bunch of stuff that other people have done before, but all into one package that's really refined. The toys is made by Tommy, Tommy Toys, which is well known for multiple different things. Recently, you might have heard him in the news with the new Z crystals for the whatever that Z bracelet thing they're calling for Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Oh,
they're
yes.
the ones making that as well. So high quality toy producer. So it's big on them to get that right off the bat.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
It looks like a really cool game. We'll talk about it on the main show. But Lightseekers, they have taken over the hype train that Infinite Arms seemed to decide to just let drift away on its own.
Yeah.
Really weird marketing strategy, but
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, it's that's the game, I guess.
Yep.
But we'll be talking about that on the regular show. Lightseekers, we're gonna have a full preview of what we know, what to expect, and what we think of it. So stay tuned for that. This is going to conclude the limited edition of episode 88. Jason, where can people find you at?
You can always follow me personally on Twitter, twitter.com/JasonInquires. And then also, obviously, of course, always head to toys-centric accounts like Brick Inquirer, Skylanders Inquirer, and Infinity Inquirer.
Do you have Lightseekers Inquirer up and running yet?
No, but it is registered. It is on Twitter if you want to go ahead and follow it.
Sure, why not? Lightseekers INQ?
That's right.
Nice.
Hit the character limit, I believe.
Barely.
Barely.
Good job. You can find me personally on Twitter at The Noise with a Y. Follow the show at Toys for Games. You could email us, like so many of you did this week. We'll be tackling those on the full version of this episode. Podcast at toysforgames.com. The website where we host everything going on, toysforgames.com. Join the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/toysforgames. If you'd like to support us and what we do here, you could do so over on Patreon, patreon.com/toysforgames. With that being said, we have a full jam-packed show for you. It's going to be a lot of fun, as you would expect. I, again, apologize for last week's solo performance. I know I couldn't do it justice without my buddy Jason. So, but he's back. We're going to have fun. Until next time, happy hunting, collectors.